It's coffee time. And I was going to eat part of one of the cinnamon rolls that Chris gave Mike and I for Christmas, but I figured maybe it's a little too late. Perhaps the crash that would happen after that much sugar is not worth it. So I think that I'm just going to have part of it. They're like this big. They're huge. I think that I'm just going to have part of it for breakfast tomorrow. Maybe save it. Not have any of it tonight because it would go down pretty badly. But I'm home. Welcome back to my abode. I'm very excited. All of the normal things that I say when I come home is, yay, I'm so excited that I'm home. Yay, I get to sleep in my own bed. And yay, I get to cuddle the cat. I'm just so happy. But of course I miss my family, etc., etc., etc. All the same drill. You guys know. You know. And some of you are going to say, well, is there an airport story? Because last time we didn't really get an airport story. You know, it's not really an airport story, it's more just an airport situation. Because PDX, I would like to give them my kudos. Because I try, guys. I try so hard to block out the sound. I do everything that I can. There are just drawbacks. There are drawbacks to living with a StarCraft caster. And if ever you're in the position to say yes or no to having a caster as a roommate, especially the room right next to yours, you might want to just be like, because it's impossible. It's impossible to block that out. Anywho, where was I? Oh, PDX, the Portland airport is fantastic. The security line looked really long. I was at the end of it and it like wove back and forth forever. And I went, all right, this is it. This is the Christmas rush. I am not going to get through this line very quickly. They slammed through us. It was incredible. They are so organized. Every single time I go there, it's a cakewalk. And of course, it's only one terminal and it's international. So it's just a very, very convenient place to go. If ever you have the option of flying into Portland, if you have like a connecting flight, it's such an easy place to get a connecting flight in. So, yeah, it was just great. Leaving, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And surprisingly, chill at the airport considering that it is the 23rd of December. I thought for sure that it would be packed out of its mind, but at this point, a lot of people are already where they want to be, I guess. So that was kind of nice. Got there like midday and blasted right through security and then had like 2 hours to blow. So, but they switched my gate around like twice again. So, and of course my fear is always losing my bag. I didn't lose my bag. The bag came through just fine. So what then, Dooger, could have been the situation that upset you so greatly on the plane? Guys, they seated me all the way in the back, which I normally love. I love being in the back of planes. Even though it's loud, I don't mind. It's kind of like a white noise for me. It's totally fine. You know what it is not a white noise that can block out, though? The screaming of 6 babies. There were 6 babies! And I realize, I know it's really hard when your baby is like 1 and they're just tired and cranky. I get it. But 6 of them, oh my goodness. Next to me. But thankfully, I was in an aisle seat. And so these 2 people here did not have a baby. But right across from me were 2 babies. It was a family with 2 babies. I don't know if they were twins. I don't know. Behind me was a family with 1 baby. And then diagonal back from me were another 2 babies. And then there was a baby in front of me. Baby in front of me was great. That whole family was adorable, actually, because they were a mostly Filipino family, but the kids weren't fluent in it. So the parents were like teaching them Filipino words, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. But the other babies were just screaming and trying to run down the aisle and punching people. I don't even know. And it was the most frustrating thing. I've never in my life, I don't think, been in a situation where a baby has like irritated me to the point that I got a serious headache. And that was my situation on this plane. I was just like, it's piercing. I realize that it's an imperative. You know, babies have to be able to get their mom's attention. I get it. I get it. In terms of biology, I understand. But oh my goodness. Having like 4 of them all trying to scream at the same time and crying, I was like, my mind, my brain, and the couple next to me, oh, they were not happy. They were not happy. For me, I could just, you know, put my hood up and just kind of like curl in on myself and just be like, just block it out. Just try to block it out. But the couple next to me, oh, that poor woman. She was so unhappy. She was just like, felt like every time any baby made any noise, she was just like, just couldn't handle it. And it's not like it would have been much better anywhere else on this plane. Because I don't know if it's because a lot of families go to warmer places for Christmas. I don't know what typical families do for Christmas. But so many people were traveling with their entire families. Lots of babies on this plane. But I was in like the baby core. The baby core was right in the back and it was just like, ah! So I got off that plane as fast as I possibly could because I think I've had some really long plane flights and that was the worst plane flight I have ever, like, in terms of me wanting so desperately to get off the plane. Worst by far. Babies ruin it. I was just so shocked. I never thought that I would be in a position where I'd be that impatient with babies because I've always been kind of like calm about it. It's kind of like, well, you know, they're babies. Yes, I think that their parents should have a better handle on it, but, you know, it's not the kid's fault, always. But this time, guys, it was hard. It was real hard. I was just like, I gotta get off this plane. I gotta get off this plane. They were all just such cute families, but the babies! Okay. Anywho, that's my airport story. Oh, and then when I was on the curb waiting for Mike to come pick me up, there was this adorable old lady. She must have been like 80-something in a full bright blue pantsuit and a huge fur coat and like extremely intense makeup. And I was like, and we stood next to each other long enough that she was like, "Where did you come from?" And I was like, I was just in Oregon. And she was like, "I was in Arizona. That's where I live." I was like, "Oh." She's like, "Yes, it's very, it's much nicer here." And I was like, "Oh." She's so cute. And then, like, her daughter, I think, showed up and picked her up. And she's like, "That's my daughter. Have a good day." I was like, "Okay, bye." So I was texting Mike the whole time. I was like, my old lady friend is leaving me. She's abandoning me. Where are you? Because Mike was a little bit late because there was traffic. Oddly enough, traffic in LA? What? That's not real. But now I'm home. Finished off the first season of American Horror Story. Now I feel like I need to watch something a little bit less heavy. I really liked it, though. I wound up really liking it. I wasn't expecting that at all. Although I hear that season 2 gets even weirder, and season 1 was pretty weird. So I'm gonna watch something a little bit less heavy, like Family Guy. Maybe like 2 episodes of Family Guy. That's kind of my palate cleanser. And then I'm gonna play XCOM. That's my night. That's gonna be my night. Hi, Katie. The cat was smacking his lips earlier, and it was the weirdest sound ever. Because, you know, he's got like those big fangs in there, so like the way that the smacking sound occurs is so different from humans. I was just like, what are you doing? I just like peered at his little face and he was just like, it was so funny. It was so funny, you guys. Anywho. Yeah. I'm gonna take a shower, watch some Family Guy, play XCOM, and go to bed. And then Jeannie's going to come over tomorrow, and we're going to have Dodge and Jeannie's Fantastic Christmas. I think Mike will still be around, and Chris. So I guess they can be involved. But we've been really excited about this, so that should be fun. But I hope that you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah!